Hi guys, it's Easy here. So today I'm here with another decent deck profile. This time we're covering the upgraded Grhyaundra. So this is a deck that released in DZBT02 and we recently get some support, which kind of, at least from how I built the deck when it first released, is the purpose kind of changed a little bit because of the support, which we'll go through that. But the deck itself is getting stronger, getting more interesting, but I think we are still kind of lacking a little bit of promo support if we can get it, which usually promo support actually brings the deck to another level. So I'm still looking forward to see any kind of promo support that we can actually get to bring this deck to a better heights. For the right line, we're using his own right line for sure, because we need to pull these two out from soul, so definitely having them in the soul is great. And you can just simply write this for free, and this also can go into this for free. So yeah, it saves your hand and prepare your stock, which we will be actually using a lot more of these in the main deck, which before I was using quite a lot of him, but then I starting to cut, which you will see the reason why I make that choice very soon. Right, so for main deck first, we have the personal right. Even though we do have the order to support the power, and he himself is also generating the power, but more power is even better, right? Given that we have new text to actually use, so it's very important to still keep the amount of souls so that we have some spare souls if we need to blast for. And he himself also carries the name, so maybe sometimes helps, even just call it as a regard. And then as usual, we have our power up and drawing cards package, which is Sexes and the Golems. They are just strong beater, helps you draw cards, that's all that matters. And then we have our Brachial Force as a generic support. We have Farha as our generic support. We have more Ondra here, and then we have one Gry here. And the reason we are running more of the Grade 2 Ondra is because of the new support, Detonate Bolt Dragon. So this card released in DZBT04 and has the following skill. If you have a Grade 3 or higher Vanguard with Gry in its card name, so your Vanguard is Grhyaundra, so you will have that name. By retiring this Grade 1, choose one of your Vanguard and it gets a continuous skill at the end of turn, which is during the battle, your unit with Ondra in its card name attacked, your opponent cannot play Blitz Order from hand, so blocks a lot of different Blitz Order, also the PG Blitz Order. And when they would call cards from hand, they must call 2 or more at the same time. And it did say your unit with Ondra in its card name, so that means your Vanguard, which is a Grhyaundra and Ondra Grade 2 itself. And do remember, Grade 2 Ondra can actually attack from the back row. So maximum, if you have 3 of these in the front row and 1 of these at the back row, you are making 4 attacks with guard restriction with this card. And the cost is only retiring this unit and having the right Vanguard, right? You don't need to Soul Blast, you don't need to Counter Blast, you don't need to Energy Blast. Very nice, right? And that is the reason why I'm changing the ratio of these. I was using one because we always get the same one, put it back in soul and put it back out again for the 4th attack. So I was only using the one in the right that can having more to actually pump the power of my Andras, right? But now, because the way of playing the deck is more on having more Andras on the field that can attack with guard restrictions, so we can drain our opponent's hand really fast, or make them to take a lot of hits so that you can push them to the edge. So this really changes how we think on how we play the deck, because in the past we are building up very strong attacks and hopefully our opponents will drop a lot of cards. But now it's not only that we are hitting big, but we are asking them to give us more if they want to guard, right? So even a PG is basically a free card guard, because you need to use a PG, you need to drop a card for a cost, you need to put another card as a second card to guard with your PG, unless you are playing a PG plus something and then your hand is one or less, right? Then you will be fine without the PG part to discard a card. But you can only do it once, and the most we can do to make you have guard restrict is 4 times. So yeah, that's can really be a good end game attack. And because we have our Drax Resonance, our power will always be very high, because this will also plus 10k to the front row. His own skill will plus 10k to the front row, personal right will plus another 10k to the front row. So maximum you can get is plus 30k to the front row, with each of them guard restriction for 2 or more cards from hand, blocking Blizzorder. And one of them will be attacking at the back, which will usually be 15 plus another 10, 25 with 2 cards guard. Wow, you can imagine how fast it can drain all the resources, right? So the deck itself didn't actually change in content by a lot, but then the output that it's giving you is a lot more meaningful, and the way to look into the deck is slightly different because of the guard restrictions. Yeah, so I'm very happy to actually see this support. And then we are ending the non-triggers with 4 PGs. If you want to use the Blizzorder, you can. But I just want to keep it simple, because this deck is meant to be try to be as simple as possible. So I'm just using 4 of the unit PG. But again, as usual, if you want to use the Blizzorder, you can. Triggers. Dragon Empire OT. Nothing too much to say about that, especially when we are doing card restrictions. Restand is always great. And then crits, I'm keeping it simple with 7 vanilla crits. And then front for the maximum output, again we are doing guard restrictions, so any kind of big power is also great. And for heals, so the triggers is pretty simple, just crits, front with a little bit more shield value so we can survive a little bit longer, and the rest is just basic triggers, will be fine, right? So yeah, it's just that simple. Nothing too much to add about this deck, because the biggest addition to the deck is the Detonate Full Dragon, and it really helps by a lot. The key is to try find it in your opening hand and keep it, hopefully, and maybe one of these. But I think this is more important, because with this you don't need to be restricted with opponent being a grade 3. You just need to have the right Vanguard to use the skill, right? And then for our Grhyaundra, it unfortunately doesn't do anything. And then this is also when your Vanguard is grade 3 or higher with the right name, then you can make them attack from the back row and plus 10, right? And your main Vanguard, which just tells you to rest it, right? And then pull the things out, and didn't say anything else. So you can do early rush with guard restrictions. That is already making the way of playing the deck very, very different, because it makes the deck so rushy. Like, you just throw everything out, and especially when you go into your great return, you just smash your opponents with guard restricts, and then you do it once more, you probably win. Or hopefully you can even win on your first great run, unless you are facing like the destined one for Brain Gate, which keeps growing up for taking damage. Then it might be a little bit hard for you to rush. But other decks, I think you can do a pretty fast action and at least make them draw cards so that they cannot threaten you. So your deck as usual is very, very fast, but instead of just being fast and having big punches, now the guard restrictions is making your opponent's headache, because they need to think a lot more on what's the timing to guard, what's the timing to take a hit, and how many resources that they can actually keep and swing you back. So yeah, I am enjoying this deck a lot more, and I'm going to use it to play with my friends a little bit more, because it's just simple, it's just strong, and just see how it actually works against other decks. But I'm having good hopes, and hopefully we can even get more promos that make the deck a lot more stronger. Yeah, so keep it short right here, nothing too much to add. But if you have any questions, if you use other cards, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe for more deck profiles, deck fights, unboxing videos. Hong Kong WGP is coming very, very soon, Season 2, and I will be recording videos from there, so you will be seeing a lot more fight videos afterwards. Because recently I don't get to meet and play with my friends that much, so unfortunately there isn't any updates on the fight videos yet, but with Season 2 there will be some. And of course unboxing videos will always be there when we have new releases. And I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.